Well, welcome to News Game Plus. I'm Dermie, and I'm here with New Game Plus executive producer Jason O'Callaghan. Almost left your title off.
No, I was going to say, that would be nice. That doesn't matter.
We're going to say, I actually, and welcome to 2020. I'm actually...
What a year.
Bit surprised we're live, to be honest.
Surprised we're alive, yeah, absolutely.
Quite a start.
Yeah, look, even personally, I'm not feeling well. Like, it's not coronavirus, hashtag, we're safe, but,
the Australian one is VB virus.
That's true. That is true. So. Yeah, it's a vicious bitch too.
I used to work in a bottle shop. People used to come in and order a Green Russian.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
which
right.
is a Slabovic.
Yeah.
Was that a Geelong thing or?
No, that's a Corio thing. Yeah. So it's been personally tough, but then also obviously all the shit that's been going down. Jesus Christ, it's an interesting one. And Mr. Bernard Sanders will not be your next president, and Donald Trump will be.
They won't let him, they'd rather throw it. But anyway, that's for our political podcast.
Yeah.
Is Cringy still planning to do a political
podcast? Yeah, that's something we've been discussing. So, young fella is figuring out what he's doing with uni and stuff, and once he's kind of got a good idea of that, then we'll figure it out.
Because that was going to be a weekly podcast we're going to do about politics. Yeah. We are going to have to make a daily one.
Well, at this point, I know, right?
To keep up with all the shenanigans that go on.
Mate.
I'll save it for later.
Yeah, that's the other one as well. Hopefully in future we've got the podcast studio in the garage, which is currently in the works and should be good.
Well, 2020, I reckon 2020 so far is the 1989 grand final of years. Oh. Because right off the bat, the bushfires have come in and flattened Australia, like Yates and Dermie, and you got the Yanks and the Iranians, they're like Dipper and Hocking on the wing, just punching on, and the coronavirus is just sniping everybody.
But I mean, did we win 89? Did we win 89 or did?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Was that against Essendon?
Any Geelong fans
Geelong,
comment below.
Because I've been to 3 grand finals in my life, and that was before I hit the age of 10. Because we had friends who were Essendon Life members. And every time they took me to the grand final, Hawthorn beat them. Yeah,
well, that's good.
Yeah, so I'm the Waverley Park charm.
My dad used to do that. Because we lived in Warrigal. I'm doxing myself a bit. He used to drive us to Waverley Park because he was a big Essendon fan to watch Essendon play Hawthorn, and I fell in love with Dermie. She was so good. Just belting the crap.
Aaron go Bra indeed, huh? Yeah.
Anyway, we talked footy and politics so far. We should talk some
video games.
There's
been a lot of news, funnily enough, at the start of the year. There's been lots of delays, lots of fucking everything.
I'll get to delays. I've got headline items, so let's go. We should do an intro. We're getting podcast studio, so we should.
We can do it if you want.
Let's move on.
We just have it as a sting. Go to hell. Kiss my butt.
Okay. Well, we've got the Duke Nukem heads.
Oh yeah, I can see what gift from here.
Okay, cool. Now, first headline item I got is the Xbox head Phil Spencer prefers. You're out. Okay, podcast over. Jason's just left.
Keep going. I actually got you a gift.
A what?
I've got to find
a gift.
Find it.
How do you get a gift live on stream?
And you can save the video.
Okie dokie. Well, anyway, I record this
because you're like an alt-right cuck, so push his head.
Oh boy, here we go.
No, forward.
His head.
Oh, back, is it? Oh, no, don't.
Will be the greatest president that God ever created.
Alrighty. Big hello to Donald.
There you go.
Okay. How do I put him here?
Leave the anime girls.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah.
Actually, probably.
He's just grabbing it.
No,
I'm not saying that.
It's not going to work for the listeners. Anyway, so Xbox head Phil Spencer prefers higher frame rates to high resolutions.
Yep. Because he's not a fucking idiot.
Yes, I was actually going to say he is spot on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shove your 4K right up your clacker. It doesn't fucking matter. If it means 720 but a stable 60 or a stable 30, I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Well, you'll notice I'm wearing glasses now because
so resolution really doesn't matter.
A lifetime of fapping has left me blind as a bat post 50. But I actually can't really tell the difference between 720p and 1080p, which is going to really make people upset.
I'm going to get angry emails.
So I really can't. But I can tell you what, I can tell when the game slows down.
Drink paraffin oil. Doesn't matter.
You're drinking like a wino, so you're trying to get that virus. So anyway, so that's good.
The wino virus.
So happy, the corona market.
Yeah, I've been on Twitter. I've been on Twitter. Sufferers of the wino virus. Yeah.
So anyway, all right. So yeah, no, good work by. This is going to be supposed to be the quick headline things. Good work by Phil Spencer. He's on the right track there. Pax Aus has been announced to be at 9 to 10 October.
The 9/11.
9 to 11 October.
The 9/11 of conventions.
Oh, boy. Well, look, I'm not a massive. I don't get excited about PAX like everybody else does.
PAX for me is work now, but I still appreciate what it does for the scene. I think it's important. I think that it does a lot of good things. So good on them. But because it just means because this year TGS is also 24th to 27th, so it means that I'm gonna have to rush back to do work.
We need more expos though. PAX is alright, but we've lost EB Expo now. That's a corner of PAX.
Well, there's a few coming up. Like Cospendium got announced, and that's a gaming and a cosplay convention.
They're all gaming and cosplay.
Yeah, because it's the
every convention is a cosplay convention.
It's because of the money is. But they're actually leaning into it, so they've got like Brother as a sponsor and stuff like that. So PAX 9/11 October. There you go. Still September. That would be much better. Another quick headline item. I don't think this will be quick, but Rocket League is dropping support for Mac and Linux. I can see that.
And they claim it's because they're using DirectX 11, and they just can't support that.
And it's nothing to do with the Epic Store.
Very interesting because I'm pretty sure I can play it on my Switch.
Yes.
And does Switch support DirectX 11? Am I missing something?
I'm pretty sure it does support DirectX 11.
It does. What about PlayStation 4? I can play it on PlayStation 4. I'm going to guess Sony doesn't.
Sony's all Java based, isn't it? So
it's just I don't know. Okay, well let's cut through the crap. It's because of the Epic Store, isn't it?
Correct.
Yep. So nice.
Which was always going to happen. I remember when they brought them out, and they were like, "It won't change what we do, guys. It's all the same. It's all the same." Like, fuck off.
Yeah, and everybody's shilling for them. Seriously, Epic Games Store is still pretty much just Origin.
Yeah.
That sort of level. Steam is still several levels above in functionality.
Steam still has its problems. It had its problems originally, like it makes all this stuff like thing. But you'd think they'd learn. You'd think they'd go, oh, Steam had that problem. Maybe we should avoid. Oh no, we'll go straight into that same pit.
Because Epic's up their own ass.
Yeah.
So and who is that guy? Who the guy that runs it? He's the Trump of video games. What was his name? Sweeney.
Tim Sweeney.
Yeah, that is him. There we go. I got a little. That's Trump.
He'll be the greatest Epic CEO.
Yeah, that's pretty much. Oh, look, it's like a shark now. There you go. Next one. Baby Trump. Oh boy. Baby Kush. Next one. Okay, here's a good one. I was going to spend more time on this one. Again, these are just supposed to be the quick headlines. Activision and Google have partnered for a strategic relationship. Have you seen that? It's in quotes, strategic. Now, you've got a bad look on your face, and
so at the moment, Call of Duty exclusivity sits with PlayStation, right? So all of Call of Duty's DLC comes to PlayStation a month early, in the same way that EA's DLC comes to Xbox a month early. But the only thing I can think of is Stadia, and the only reason I can think that would be any good is no way, it's not going to be any good because Stadia is fucking garbage. So,
well, okay, I'll tell you the details they have said is that Google will be their preferred cloud gaming supplier. So Stadia,
which means they won't sign up with Project xCloud or whatever Sony plans to do.
Nah, it's all about exclusive now because they're all offering pretty much the same thing. The other one, YouTube, will be their exclusive streaming partner.
I did see that
outside of China.
So China will be like Weibo and stuff.
Whatever the government tells them.
Yeah. whatever perfect world's running.
Are we allowed to say that? Whatever the government tells them, it'll be that.
Yeah.
But YouTube will be the exclusive. That still locks Twitch out.
Yeah.
Look.
I mean, Mix is obviously Twitch is at its most vulnerable point in the sense that Twitch has a demographic. And they won't necessarily make huge amounts of more money. They'll always be consistent. I think it'll take a lot to knock Twitch off. But Microsoft are trying. Do you know what I mean? They're putting money in a Mixer. It's still impossible. It's still such a pain to log in a Mixer. You have to use your Microsoft account and all this kind of stuff. Because I want to start up a secondary.
What if I want to see what Ninja's up to? There's now a ninja skin in Fortnite.
Well, the easiest
That's
way to...
exciting.
Did you buy it? There's a loser fruit one as well, isn't there? In Australian news, I think, she got one as well, didn't she?
Who did?
Loser fruit, the Australian streamer.
I don't know who that is.
Or maybe she got like a thing, she got like an icon in the
game. I don't watch much, but I tell you what, Twitch has got a place because most places have Pornhub blocked, and if I want to see cam girls, there's only Twitch is available.
Yeah, just change language to Russian and you sorted. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair to Twitch, and this is something I see, like, I called 2 years ago, they're moving away from just gaming. They've got NBL, all the NBL games are streamed live to Twitch. All the presidential debates were on there. Like,
they did. They did the conferences and stuff.
And then they did Dr. Carl the other day. They did Friendly Geordies. So
they did Geordies. I watched that. That was cool.
But you've seen that show before?
Yeah, I know, but I watched it again.
Oh, okay. John Howard really did suck.
Yeah, he did. Well... Yeah, he was hiding a political message in comedy. There you go. All right, cool. And so basically, where we at? Activision and Google partnering for a strategic relationship. It is going to be a disaster all around. Basically, now actually, I'm going to skip to another article. We reckon Phil Spencer has his head screwed on right for the comment about frame rates. Nintendo has his head screwed on right because they're not backing cloud delivered gaming at all. They reckon it's just not going to be a thing.
To fix their model, like their model of keeping games at the same price that you bought them at when they launched. But to be fair, most of their games have continued value. Like if anything, Nintendo is proof that there is something to be said for capitalist ideas of people will pay what the value is worth. Nintendo said, well, we'll very rarely put our games on special. And when they do, people buy them up. And they're still $40. You know what I mean? For 40, 50
bucks.
Yeah, but
you end up buying all the Steam games that are there for $10.
But at the same time, usually with their games, they'll support them beyond their lifespan. Like Splatoon. You buy Splatoon once, and that's it. Every patch, every weapon, all that shit, like, you get it for free. ARMS, same thing. You know what I mean? Like... That's not bad.
Yeah, well, look, part of it is Nintendo only just discovered the internet about a year ago, so they were very slow to catch on.
I do have an interesting one to bring up later, but I don't know if you've got it on there. It'll probably be a little bit niche for you, so... Sorry to be that guy.
Okay, cool, no problem. I actually had a special note here to ask you. So there you go, because I did the preparation on my own and it didn't involve you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a real good idea.
Yes, well, so I can talk about what I want.
Why not?
So anyway, what was I talking about? Nintendo, yes, okay. Now, Nintendo, a little note on that. My daughter, who's year 10 this year, and all her friends, massive Switch gamers.
Yes.
And actually, her friends more so, and one of them actually loves platformers like Shovel Knight. She plays that on the Switch all the time. Nintendo, there was a lot of talk in the last few years, though. I'm not going to say any names or hashtags. A lot of talk about, girls in gaming and all that. Out of all that shit that went on and all that carry on, Nintendo's the one delivering. And Nintendo stayed out of it. Nintendo's the one delivering the girls into gaming.
Alright, I'll use my... Okay, if we're going to go on Nintendo point, I'll bring my thing up now. Reggie Fils-Aimé, in a recent interview, said that when he first took over, they were looking at, like, changing the Nintendo logo. So, like, doing it in, like, graffiti style and all this kind of stuff. And he insisted that it stay the way it is. Because the brand is the brand is the brand. It's not going to change it. It needs to stay the same. It needs to be the constant. And he said that, he goes, and then based on that, we expand what that brand represents as opposed to changing what that brand looks like. Do you know what I mean? So I think that was smart for him because it was well established by that point.
Yeah.
And then as a result of that, he's like, so that's when we got to the Wii and then Wii U and then Switch. It took that evolution of what we stood for. We always represent that family friendly fun, but we wanted to expand that beyond just being known as like for kids. And then that eventually thing the Switch. And that's the thing with the Switch. You can get Mario Kart and Cat Story and Animal Crossing on the same console. You can get fucking oodles of Otome games. Like, if you want to chat up pretty Japanese boys, like, the Switch is a console for it. What world are we in? Sony censors for China, but Nintendo releases Otome games. What fucking... Like, the timelines diverged. I don't know when it happened, but they're definitely, like... There was like a catastrophic event that diverged the timelines, and we're on the weird timeline. We're on the one that doesn't make sense.
Weird ass dating sims all over my Switch.
Yeah.
I have a teenage daughter. There are dating sims all over it. Anyway,
ripping riff.
Oh boy. What was I going to add to this? Nintendo's delivering the girls into gaming.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. So, like, I think if anything, their flexibility is their strength. The problem is the store itself is just a fucking bomb site. Like it's like you think Steam's bad, it's even worse. At least with the Russian games, like they might cost you $2. You might have fun for 20 minutes. So it's worth you $2.
It needs folders as well.
It does. I agree on that as well. Folders. Yeah, I think that's probably the one thing they need to look at. I would say the big mid-year update for them will be like a revision.
Across the bottom, there's a space perfectly.
Agreed. I know what you mean.
It's just crying out to have folders across the bottom. So Nintendo almost did like that dog on Simpsons. Remember they introduced that edgy skateboarding dog?
I certainly do.
They were about to do that. Anyway, so next one, Half-Life games, all free to play until March, and you should do that. I just did that like a BuzzFeed heading. Half-Life games are free till March.
And here's why that matters.
And why that's good. Or that's a
and
good
the internet is losing its mind.
Some three people with 10 followers on Twitter have got upset. Therefore, all white men are angry.
So, it's always that thing of just watch out for the eggs. Like, it's the eggs or the anime avatars. You know what I mean?
We used to say, "Don't make idiots famous," and right now, our internet-based media is desperate to make idiots
MSM is doing a pretty good enough job of making idiots famous.
Make idiots leaders. Anyway, so where was I? The Half-Life games are free to play until March.
Have you played through one?
One I did on the Dreamcast with Oz on All
that's
Plus.
right.
Written by Randy Pitchford.
I remember.
Or ported, by Randy Pitchford.
And himself, he led that team. That was like... Yeah.
And it was actually quite good. If they had released Half-Life 2, or Half-Life 1, at that time on the Dreamcast, that would have been a real seller. That was the controls were dicky because you didn't have two joysticks, but two joysticks didn't exist until well into the PlayStation 2 days.
Well, I mean, that was the thing, like in Perfect Dark and stuff.
1, one of those.
Like they had the Perfect Dark updates for Xbox that they re-released it, and it kind of doesn't work because the way the game was made, it relies on you using the C buttons for like movement and stuff. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, actually, another one's really bad like that. Digressing a bit is Shenmue.
Yeah.
Shenmue 1 and 2, Dan,
which are free on Game Pass at the moment.
If Dan hears this or sees this, he's going to get grumpy. But Shenmue 1 and 2 were unplayable on the Xbox because the controls were just rank.
Just jank.
It just turned me off. I couldn't play them. But,
did you play 3?
No. I didn't even know 3 was out.
I would argue if you like Shenmue, just go play Yakuza. It's like the better version. Yakuza is the better version of Shenmue.
Isn't Shenmue 3 coming on the Chinese spyware store?
Maybe.
I thought it was a Chinese spyware store exclusive.
Is it exclusive? It's
out
on PSN and stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was on Sony, but I think it's not coming on Xbox.
No, I know that.
And if I want to play
but 1 and 2's on Xbox, funnily enough.
If I want to play on PC, I have to download the spyware. So,
right.
Okay, now next one. EB Games. I'll fit too many. EB Games won't be taking Xbox 360 and PS3 trade-ins now. So
is that happening from now or is that from?
Soon. Doesn't matter. Who's trading in? What are you going to get for an Xbox 360?
Yeah. And the other thing I'd say, if you have 360 games, like, keep them because they might work going forward with backwards compatibility. Do you know what I mean?
They've slowed down on adding it backwards compatibility. Yeah. They've really slowed down.
But I always, I think they took like kind of the 200 best and made the 200 best. And
I actually end up buying the ones I like anyway, so you have to put
I got Saints Row 2, I got Fallout New Vegas, like all the good ones are on my...
You're in love with Saints Row.
Saints Row 2 is the best game. Yeah. Like, of that decade... I would say Saints Row 2 is top 3.
You know what happened? I did this as well. Everyone looked at it and went, that's like a really shitty Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
and it's turned off.
I still didn't mind the first one, but it was like over the top boisterous. Number 2, genuine, even now it stands up. Yeah, it's a bit ugly. Yeah, it's got a bit, but it does that. What is this insane shit that's happening? It has enough soul to capture you. The stupid mission. They were the first ones to do those dumb missions and make it fun. Like you drive a fucking septic truck and you spray people's houses to drop the property values. And insurance fraud. So, like, they did insurance fraud first, where you throw yourself in front of cars, and the more injured and the more force that you get hit with, and the further you move, the more money you get to insurance scam out of people. That's so fucking, like...
So, Grand Theft Auto Russia.
Look, if you want me to play your dumb game, put in a great physics engine that I can, like... So, Grand Theft Auto 5, like, which... We're going to do a Game of the Decade podcast, which you're welcome to join if you want. You're going to say Deus Ex, it's fine. People are going to laugh at you.
Has it ever bothered me that all you guys...
Yeah, I know, it's fine. But, like, no, don't get me wrong. It was a good game. But
Game of the Decade. Did you see what... No, I'm triggered. I'm going to write it down. Game of the Decade. Because you know I've got the Game of the... How's this Trump pen work? Is it actually a pen?
Yeah, it is.
It doesn't deliver on its promise.
Yeah. It's all right.
What's it doing? Do I twist its head?
People preferred the Hillary pen, but people got that one instead.
Or is it just something that just goes somewhere?
I think it twists here. There you go. It's got to twist it below the belt.
Drawing out of its dick. Here we go. Game.
Little red rocket.
The decade. Yeah, keep going.
But yeah, so I think like Saints Row again. I will maintain that Saints Row was one of the best games that decade, and that was a decade with a lot of very good games.
Face. There you go, cool.
That
deserved to be written with a Trump pen.
But yeah, we're going to do a Game of the Decade podcast very soon for our stuff, which is going to be, obviously, I would say it's going to have a few more random things that you wouldn't have suggested.
Deus Ex. That's all.
Deus Ex is fine, it's just not Game of the Decade.
Okay, cool. Well, let's move on to... There's two related stories of that. And I'm holding this Trump pen tight right now.
How good is Marvel?
There you go, Trump.
How good is Avengers?
Okay, Avengers game has been delayed until September, right? And they can fuck off. I'm not playing in September
I knew that was
going. Because they could have made a Deus Ex game by now and actually told us what happened with Janus and everything and actually wrapped up the story.
Oh, yeah, because they fuck hanging. That's right, they fuck you guys on the end of that game. It's so funny.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And now you make an Avengers game. And you know what? It's a dumb idea because the Avengers is over. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is done.
And it's like, okay, so...
Nobody cares anymore.
But it's not attached to the Cinematic Universe one-to-one. No one cares. If you're going to do it, you needed to do it when Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 came out. Do you know what I mean? Like, people bought that and played it. That's that Switch game, the run around, bash people Switch game. It's fine.
Still don't care. No, I'm jaded.
Marvel's dumb.
Well,
I agree.
I'm bitter. That's the word. I am bitter because the Deus Ex team got pulled off to do that. And
they'd enjoy that, wouldn't they?
It's that old joke about the footy player who's playing there, goes back, plays in local leagues. Yeah. And the runner comes out and says, if you don't lift your game, you're going to get pulled off by the coach. And he goes, normally we just get oranges. So anyway, where's my symbols? Here's my Trump pen. Okay, cool. And the Marvel CU is over, and this game is going to be a disaster, and I'm just going to enjoy that. It's going to be the happiest days of my life. Actually, I see you checking your phone. There's a Baby Yoda meme.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda's everywhere. So anyway, now, what are we talking about next was Sony skipping E3 again.
Yeah, I did hear that, yeah.
And I see Sony's up to their tricks. They've announced the PlayStation 5 controller will look a lot like a PlayStation controller and will be called the PlayStation 5 controller. Well done, Sony. That's really interesting news. Keep it up. Love your work. But we do need a little bit more bullshit because you haven't talked up your console enough.
Word has it 8th of Feb or something like that. They're going to do like an announce, like a
if it doesn't contain the words backward compatible, and if you have to buy them, then they are dead.
The problem is you have to...
It'll be a happy day.
So, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. Don't worry, I'm with you. An X-Bot through and through.
Get out of leave it to Nintendo and Microsoft. Actually, sell your stuff to Sega. Let them make hardware again.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah, well, look, I still like Sega, and I'm looking forward to playing Yakuza 7, even if it is an RPG. No, sorry, it's... it's... Yeah. And then Cyberpunk got delayed as well. Is that the other one you were going to mention?
I was actually going to talk more about delays, so we'll leave that for now because I made this new podcast rundown. I'm going to try and follow it. We haven't whatever. It's a sheet down, same thing. So where was I up to? Okay, game of the decade. The game of the decade, according to Metacritic, was
what, God of War?
Nah, big favourite of mine. Same console.
Spider-Man.
Last of Us.
I mean, okay,
there's no way. That's Game of the decade for 98% of it, and then after that, just shit. Ground again. Look, actually, I've got to say, calling it a Game of the Decade is a difficult thing because we keep saying collective terms like gamers. There's half the population's a gamer, so it's not really a term that means anything. And we say games, a game, as if we try and give scores. We don't give scores on the show, obviously. New Game Plus has never done actually scores. I think I did. He wanted to review something, only one, but because I gave Sonic 9.5 or something. But we say games, but they're not all the same. So we can't say The Last of Us is the best game of the decade because now there's such variety and different platforms and everything. PC gaming is very different to console gaming, which is very different to mobile gaming. I think just saying an all-up game of the decade doesn't work anymore, which will be fun. On the podcast,
I think that's the plan currently. Is everyone? So we go cool. What's the game of the year voted by our show since we've been going that long? That's how sad that is. Then everyone gets to add one of their own, and then I'm going to throw in 3 because I'm the boss, so I do what I want. And then we're going to argue them, and I'm going to be right because, yeah.
I'm going to do my own podcast.
With Blackjack and Hookers.
With Blackjack and Hookers. My wife's actually
watching. I was saying, is that your wife watching?
Actually watching right now. So I'm not actually going to do my own podcast.
Enjoy the couch, son, yeah.
No. And check out my Trump pants.
Yeah.
Chasing
you can take that home. That's you can.
Trump,
you now own half of that, technically.
What half? Which half? The top or the bottom half?
Oh, that's your business,
okay.
mate.
Cool. Now, where were we? Okay, cool. Now, some long and I did put down. I'm trying out this new rundown. I like rundown; it's a much better word. So it's the Deus Ex of terms for a podcast rundown. Okay. Cyberpunk 2077 has been delayed until September,
and I reckon they're going to crunch it for 6 months.
Yeah, well, I don't like the crunching stuff, but. I tell you what, there wasn't a lot of people got upset, but typically you normally get the news article saying such and such developers received death threats, and it's like two dickheads on Twitter, and seriously, don't give them the attention.
But I would say the other thing as well is Cyber, what are they called?
You're making up your own games now.
Oh my god. What's it? Project City Red. They have enough goodwill from Witcher that, I mean, if they say they need 6 more months, people are going to go, okay.
Yeah, well, most people did, and you know what? I actually reckon another thing that's happened is I reckon we are in a post No Man's Sky world. I'm going to use a term I see, right? Because No Man's Sky was savaged, and they deserved it when they released it. I know it probably
have you played it now? It's actually okay.
I'm actually keen to now because I've seen all the changes, and to their credit, they went back and finished the game and did extra.
Yeah.
And I'm as a developer, I know they basically they could have taken the money to run, but they come back.
They scope creeped themselves, and then they said, "Nah, we better make right." So yeah.
Yeah, and look, for all the mistakes they made, and I actually reckon now we're seeing all these delays, and I reckon we are in a post No Man's Sky world where everyone's going, you know what? It's not worth putting out an unfinished product even if you got goodwill like CD Projekt Red, you are still going to get hammered, and it's just going to make you look like massive clowns. So wait a bit, and the gamers will be forgiving.
Yep.
I reckon we're way more forgiving because everyone goes on Twitter going, "Oh no, gamers are upset," and you see that from the usual crowd of dickheads that think they're video game journalists. But you know what? That's only a couple of clowns.
Yeah.
And we don't have to give them attention. We don't have to say, hey, you got 9 followers, so let's put you in Kotaku or Polygon.
Yeah.
And so let's not do that. Because most gamers are okay. And after the experience in No Man's Sky, I reckon that's why we're seeing a lot of delays.
Yeah.
That's my theory.
It was that thing of like, what can we get away with in early access? And like some people still do that, but they very clearly state this is early access. You're buying the potential of a game, not the thing. And 9 times out of 10 it's a free play game or whatever in the end anyway. So it's like, it's fine because they say that up front. But I
reckon it's a good thing. Delay it as long as you want. Release the finished game. Although don't delay it too long because I'm getting older.
I might not be here for it.
Statistically, the longer you delay the game,
the less likely I am to be alive.
I'm worried about Deus Ex. I want to know what happens.
That is a fucking oof right there.
I want to know what happens in the third Deus Ex. This is why I'm so angry, because Deus Ex games typically come out between 5 and 10 years apart. I'm 50 now. I have, based on those numbers, maybe 2 more Deus Ex games left in me.
Maybe by that point, you'll have like robot arms inspired by Deus Ex.
Or guys, make more. Don't have long. But delay games.
God, what a sentence.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. Now, there's one here I wrote down, and look, we have to go through it we could make a segment on this podcast, and you're reading my notes. We can make let's make a segment on this podcast called OK Boomer. Now, I'm not, and basically what we'll do is when it pops up regularly, we'll just address whatever some dickhead senator in the US has said about video games.
Is this your one? Oh, God.
Now, the last one to do it was Trump, and Joe Biden, well done. You're up with Trump now.
So the two of you I can't believe I'm going to defend Joe Biden. That's the world I live in. I am, and I'll tell you why.
No, wait. No, my Trump pen's on the ready. He's not happy. How's your talk?
Yeah, push it forward. There you go.
And he's going to investigate you too. Is that going to get us scratched on? You might play this on YouTube.
It's the worst fucking pen.
We're going to get a strike now. This is not at least those Duke Nukem heads you gave me
They were
say
funny, they were fun.
They go, you can see my dick from here. I mean, he'd say that.
He would. Yeah, and he'd say it in a congressional speech.
You can see my dick from here.
Yeah.
Grab him by the pussy.
No. So Joe Biden did when he said, what is it? Weird little whatever. What was the actual sentence? It was because he was talking about someone he met at a meeting that he had with video game developers, and he was specifically talking about that one person, that fuck over there.
He said the video game devs he met were creepy. And he met obviously him and Randy didn't hit it off.
No, but this was at EA. He met people from EA, they reckon it's Riccatello. And I'm like, Riccatello, like the old boss of EA. Riccatello always seemed okay. Like I've met him, and I've met who's the new bloke, Andrew, whatever. And I remember Andrew before he was the big boss, before he got the caps and stuff. Like, and he was always alright, but he was just an Aussie. He was just like an Aussie marketing bloke. And now he's like head of EA. But like Riccatello, so it was specifically aimed at that. I don't think it's smart because it's just free fodder for the people like the channers. But like.
Everything's fodder for the channels.
Yeah. And you don't even have to make the memes anymore. Like, you don't even have to make the memes. Tulsi's a Russian. Bernie's...
She's suing Hillary.
Yeah, good, so she should. But that's what I mean.
I'm going to miss her.
I'm amazed that an expert... I guess it helps that she was in the Marines, because when she shoots herself twice in the back of the head, you know she won't miss. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, with her hands tied behind her back. Some funny Annie Oakley shit, just like ricocheted off the wall.
Well, at least she knows how to choose a security detail. So, we're doing all right.
I still wouldn't want to fuck with Tulsi, hey. Like, she looks like she could fucking take you down. Like, anyway. Don't push the head. Don't push the Trump pen. Oh, my God.
I will be the greatest president.
You say that again. All right. You can see my dick.
I don't know what the repeats actually is. Like, I don't know how often it repeats.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Well, I don't think anyone tuned in to listen to our Trump end, but you can do some better phrases. Anyway, look, I get it. When he said the video game devs he met were creepy, I did have a chuckle at that, because I did think, you know what, he's probably right. He did say the government needs to regulate the industry.
Yeah, because it teaches people how to kill.
It teaches people how to kill. Okay, I wrote a bunch. I can't be stuffed even reading the shit I wrote down here, because we do it over and over again. Okay, if video games cause gun violence, but no one in America can make the... they can't see one of the words in the term gun violence.
Yeah. Hiding healthcare and education behind army service. Like, that's some fucking Starship Troopers shit. Like, service guarantees citizenship. Would you like to know more?
Starship Troopers is a brilliant movie.
It is.
They're for commentary. Because, you know, when he goes up to that guy who's recruiting... And he goes, oh, the Marines made me the man I am today. And they did it subtle, right? This is because it was by the good for Verhoeven, the good Paul Verhoeven that was telling it. And he's got like fake arms or prosthetic arms and prosthetic legs. You know, it made me the man I am today. It's just that sort of stuff is really good commentary about some things. Anyway, what was I talking about? Joe Biden. Look, okay. Okay, boomer. You got your own things.
Maximum okay, boomer.
We have the same top 10 games in Australia almost as in America. We don't tend to shoot each other in Australia, so might not be the games. We're just going to go over that over and over again. But seriously, they're all idiots.
That's true.
Yes. Okay, cool. I've run out of gaming news. So the next one I was going to say is, do you have anything to add, or do you already have?
The Reggie Fils-Aimé one was probably the big one, but I think that's the thing. I would say we've discussed it a few times, but Jesus Christ. Game Pass is great, and one of the first videos we do for the show actually is going to be me explaining why you should buy 2 years of Xbox Live Gold and then transfer all that to Game Pass for $1 for 2 years.
Do it in the right order, because if you do it like I did and just go and convert it, you can't.
Yes, I have done it. I went and bought 2 years worth of. I went and bought 2 years worth of Live that put me to like March 2022, and then I converted it for $1, so I don't have to pay another cent for Gold or for Game Pass until April 2022.
Game Pass worth even for $15. It's because I licked the pen.
I reckon if you bought Game Pass 3 or 4 times a year, right? Let's say you bought it once a quarter, there would be enough time for you to play the games you missed, / the exclusives that you want to play. And really, let's say you know you're going to buy Halo.
The school holiday times.
Let's say you know you're going to buy Halo, right? The Halo's $100, right? Yeah. Let's say you know you're going to buy Halo and one other Microsoft exclusive. Don't. Just buy Game Pass.
I think we say exclusive too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Microsoft,
there's so many games that exclusives matter anymore.
Microsoft, I would say Microsoft and Nintendo are the two that take it seriously. Everyone else kind of doesn't.
Well, Sony just buys Epic's buying studios, and you know, Rocket League won't be on Linux, whatever. I'm kind of a bit over it. It's I mean, I loved it when it first came out, played these, but no, I think the exclusive stuff's a bit of a wank. There are so many games. To get butthurt that a particular game's exclusive somewhere doesn't matter, because I can go on any store now, like go on the Switch store, this Steam, or get Game Pass. I have hundreds of, actually I own, like I think I worked out 700 games across the different consoles, right?
How many you play?
So 3. Deus Ex,
Sonic Plants vs Zombies.
Definitely not the new Sonic racing game. I tell you. But yeah, so I don't. The whole exclusive thing, I think, is just a fanboy wank. That's all it is.
Yeah, I think it used to drive sales.
It's dumber than this pen.
Yeah,
being upset about exclusives.
But yeah, no. So I think the only other thing worth mentioning is obviously suddenly we've got a lot more expos. So Oz Comic Con got bought out.
I had events coming up.
Yeah, so Madfest in Sydney is in March 8th and 7th and 8th. It's also the same weekend as Phantom, which is the Smash exclusive event in Sydney, which is going to be an interesting weekend for me. Then it's BAM in May, so 28th of May. I should fucking know the dates, hey. 29th of May to the 31st of May. And then it's Madfest Brisbane is the 23rd of May. And then it's Oz Comic Con in June. And then start of July, it's Cospendium. And then it's Madfest in Melbourne on August 29th, and it's TGS on September 24th, and then it's PAX on October 9th and 11th.
It's a fair bit on.
They're the big ones. So there's a heap of stuff on. There's some cool stuff we're announcing soon anyway, as far as the show goes. I have some branding changes and stuff to come up. I want to kind of diversify what we do a little bit.
Here we go. What do we diversify into?
Look,
the
normal show is already pretty weeby to begin with, but like I think we do enough weeby shit that it deserves the same designation. Is all I'll say. I mean, we literally have Bulma on thing. It's fine, doesn't matter.
A little green-haired anime girl, and we've got. By the way, we've got all these.
It's Bon Clay.
It's a desk full of
these things.
Is,
for the people who aren't watching it, that's Whitebeard. Yeah. So
basically, there's anime dolls all over these desks.
That's true.
It's quite sad.
True. And then the Trump pen. There's a monk ass right there. But yeah, so it's going to be good times, it's going to be good fun. It's going to come down to, lots of interesting times.
It did that by itself.
Wasn't me.
Cool. When's, now, will we start filming again for? Well, not we, because I don't do it anymore.
We start in a week and a half. So we'll be back next Thursday.
So still repeats on Monday night?
No, because Jack's been doing his thing. We haven't had to repeat the whole thing.
That's okay. Sorry, Jack. What's that? Yep.
So that's the summer series. We're going to look at, I want to try and do something for the winter series. We'll see how it goes. But, it's just going to come down to whether we got the time to do it.
So Monday night's still the same time.
10:30.
Cool. Go to newgameplus.tv to see all the videos. And episodes are on
the
there.
Only thing I'll plug again quickly for this, and I'm going to start plugging hard, is if you are interested in seeing Japan through that particular nerd lens, I'm about to start finalising details for the potential trip for TGS. So.
The travel. Travel.newgameplus.tv. Cool. Better check the text because I wrote that. I don't even know.
Yeah. So I got 3 weeks while I'm by myself. So I'm just going to basically, when I'm not working, I'm just going to update all the stuff that I need to update because I need to start making money again because I'm out of money. Not out, but I'm at that point where I'm like, okay, I need to start or stop. No, they can't see that. Luckily, it's thing.
He's got no hands.
You need to.
Big thank you to Jared. He bought a bunch of stuff off our store.
He did. He did.
And actually, Jared, if you do send us photos of you wearing it, we'll put you on the
website.
On the website, if you want.
Yeah.
So
so the t-shirts are great. The hats will last forever. The jackets are warm as all fuck. They're too hot. I can't wear our jackets because they're too hot for me.
They're pretty toasty.
Yeah, I get too warm from having showers, so that's the person I am. So yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, that's it. So
it's a long podcast. Enjoy cutting it.
I'll just do special features of this. So anyway, thank you very much for that. I'm got to go back and play some more Garden Warfare. So
well, yeah, like that's the other thing as well. Is I'm going to be home a lot more, and I'll be on my Xbox. So if you're keen for Garden Warfare.
Battle for Nobel, going to Town Centre. Town Centre is the best part of the map.
Yeah, I agree.
Giddy Park,
if you do want, if you do like genuinely, it's one of the few games that I'll actually play with other people. So if you want to jump on,
we'll jump on later.
Yeah,
No, Giddy Park for spawn campers. Go to Town Centre. That's much better. Anyway, cool. Well, thanks a lot. That's first one for the year. Oh, by the way, pro tip: it's 2020. Do not write your date as day/month/20. Because it's really easy to add an 18 or a 19.
Yeah.
And if somebody wants to screw with you, that's more plausible than if you had to change any other date. So write the full 2020, just a little pro tip, especially if you're doing any business stuff. Day, month, 2020, please.
Yeah.
Just there's people out there that will do shenanigans. So anyway, thank you very much for watching / listening. And we'll be back next week.
Should push the button.